Hey, hello. Been a little bit. Marc Muller from Dead on Live. Dissecting the Dead still. Yep, still continuing. And hoping for end to this. But while we're here with time to kill, Dissecting the Dead is moving onward. And today might be a controversial one. You could consider it fun facts or fake news wherever. Um, Now it's basically going to be, I'm going to be looking at commonly misplayed chords in Grateful Dead tunes. Um, so, and you know, I mean, I've been transcribing a lot. My first transcription I remember doing was Stairway to Heaven when it came out. So, but anyway, I find the more I insist that I'm right, uh, the more I get burned and I'm actually wrong about something. So take this for what it's worth. I really mean this in a real are you kind way, okay? A favorite saying from a friend of mine, a fellow musician, there's no wrong way to play a Grateful Dead song. And I like that, especially being so particular in all this stuff, note for note transcriptions. I like that term, that phrase, there's no wrong way. It's embracing really the freedom of playing Grateful Dead music, improvisational, explorational fun, you know? So really, fuck all this stuff and go have fun. The unending possibilities of Dead music and where it can go. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? But be careful though, because it could also just be maybe no wrong way, kind of a free pass to play it wrong. And maybe like slacking a little or not trying a little harder. Tune your ears, man. That's what I'm trying to do with this Dissecting the Dead. Everybody just tune those ears. Listen a little bit closer. Now, I know Dead versions through the years. They're 50, whatever, 30 years. They vary like crazy. The tempos certainly vary, day to day, night to night, show to show. The feels, you know, Bertha, how many Bertha feels were there? The melodies, they stray, they drift through the years, they grow, they come back to the original. The lyrics, they often forget them, so make them up on the spot. But still, to me, the composition of a song in general remains the same, constant. You know, the chords are the chords. And I just think there's a couple examples here. And like, to me, I've listened to the Beatles since I can barely remember. And maybe the Beatles are ingrained in your head. To me, oh, look at my fucking hair. Who cares? If you hear a wrong song on a wrong chord on a Beatles song, it just sticks out like, you know, everybody in the room goes, what was that? You know, say that something, I wanna hold your hand. Wait, no, that's not right, isn't it? Say that something, let me be your man. And everybody goes, ah, fuck, that's the Beatles song, thank you. So just that one minor to major chord, right? To me, it's just a compositional thing. Another common mistaken one, everybody gets this wrong, but Michelle, my bell, the second chord is not a minor chord at all. It's not Michelle, my bell, right? Everybody plays that. It's a dominant 7, sharp 9 chord. Believe me. Michelle, my bell. Okay, so fun facts or fake news, it doesn't matter. So let's look at a common Grateful Dead Sugar Magnolia, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use technology, right? I mean, we all have, I learned all this stuff in high school, so I'm calling my first versions of learning this high school years, when I was a young, growing, developing musician. And I would just take my big brother's word for a chord, or his friends. Was playing with older people, and I would just take their word. Okay, you know, it's that chord. But so, and then years go by, and then I started re-looking at all this stuff 10 years ago, quite intensely. And, you know, I've grown from high school ears. And, a funny thing, working with a very good Grateful Dead musician in the scene. And, you know, I pointed out, he's played with everybody. I pointed out this chord that he was doing wrong. And he's like, no, this is right. This is what the chord is in the song. And, you know, I did my little demonstration and I showed him the chord. And he kind of like, it dawned, he heard it, you know. He didn't want to admit he heard it. And he smirked a little. He said, well, that can't be that chord. I've been playing it this way for 30 years. Right? So, you know, high school ears, but now we were trying to develop man ears, okay? Let's look at Sugar Magnolia, okay? F sharp minor, it's F sharp major. It's you know, bass chord, style of Bob Weir playing. Bass chord. Let's listen to the segment. So my baby down by the river. Down by the river. Everyone and their aunt plays F sharp minor. But it's F sharp major, isn't it? So my baby down by the river. Bass chord. So he's playing a bass, F sharp, and then slamming on the. So my baby down by the river. It's just a little Bob Weir hammer out. Weird, W-E-I-R, apostrophe D chord. So my baby down by the river. You should have to go up someday. So what I do in Pro Tools here, I take that one chord. My baby down by the river. And I just take that little slice of a chord and I lay it one after the other. So it's a drone of one chord. So if you play a wrong chord against that drone, that, you know, it'll sound totally wrong. But as soon as you make the chord the right, everything, the tension dissolves and everything is right. So let's go down to this track. It's going to drive your ears crazy hearing this, but this is that little slice of a chord of river. That's the F sharp major chord. If I play F sharp minor, just like that Beatles song, if I play F sharp minor, it's going to clash. But let me resolve the tension and play it F sharp major. I know it's crazy. Not only Bob on the rhythm is doing that, but Jerry on the steel is playing an F sharp major chord. Listen, it's way in the background. So my baby down by the river. Check. So my baby down by the river. Check. So my baby down by the river. I'm sorry. All this just to play a F sharp chord on the pedal steel. So my baby down by the river. So my baby down by the river. play the wrong chord, the F sharp minor, and you hear it clash right away. So my baby down by the river, you should have to go up somewhere. So my baby down by the river, you should have to go up. Let's move on to the live version. It's going to be a little bit out of tune because they messed with the vary speed of Europe 72, so it's going to be a little off. But still, you'll hear we are playing that F sharp major. All right, I'm going to make that drone of the bob side. So I'm going to have the bob side, and I just dang, 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 dang. Crazy, I know. Mark, get a life. I'm sure you guys have tuned off by now. Sorry. Turning up this guitar. So there will be some fun stuff, not just mistakes. I know I'm only on the one, and I'll get cut right through this. And then at the end, I'll show you some fun stuff, how they play some chords. One more time. Okay, let's move on to Deal. There's no E chord at all in Deal, ever. There never was. Again, I'm looping the chord in question. Even mod. And of course, it's over this part. And even mod. So I took that even, it's an A chord with the E in the bass. More to D7 to lose, to the diminished. And even more to lose. It's like cowboy chords. The guy was going from an A to a D chord. They would go even more to lose, right? So a G is a real, more correct note. Even more to lose. So the E chord really clashes when everyone plays it. Even more to lose. So I took that chord, I sliced it, and had it play over and over. Even more. That's the A chord with the E in the bass. More. I'm going to play the E chord that a lot of people play, and you'll hear it clash like crazy. Even more. Here's the same bit, the next verse, just to... I extended the loop just so you can hear the D7. Really. So... end. Isn't this fun and exciting? Let's move on. This is a fun one. Some, like Michelle, it's really hard to hear some of this stuff. This is very difficult to hear this chord. It goes by so quick. But there's no G sharp in Cumberland Blues. I gotta get down, I gotta get down, gotta get down. 2 is a C chord. To the minor. Can't be. I've been playing a G sharp for 30 years. Gotta get down, gotta get down, gotta get down. That one chord, you can hear Jerry's trebly strat. He's going, gotta get down to, gotta get down, gotta get down, gotta get down, gotta get down, gotta get. So yeah, I sliced it and looped it. And it's going to sound like your worst nightmare, but still, I'll play the wrong chord over it, and then I'll play the C chord. That's that chord. 2, ding, 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 ding. I'll play the G sharp, and you'll hear it's just not right. Now I'll play the C chord. Isn't that kind of cool, right? Science. Look good. I hope you could hear that. I did the next one, and it does the same thing, but I did pull up Europe 72 Cumberland, and it does the same thing. It's the same word, and I'll play the G sharp that everybody plays, and you'll hear it's just not right, right? Now I'll play the C chord. Huh? Right? It's freaking you guys out. No, man, it can't be. And I'm almost done with this, and the next stuff is more fun. Hey, really? That's how they play that? Until somebody says I'm wrong and is right in telling me I'm wrong. Happens every time. Okay, maybe I'm wrong here, but I don't think so. I have looked and looked. I don't know how that C chord crept into Friend of the Devil in the chorus. When Jerry was alive, from when it was written to when he died in 95, there's never been any of his other bands, Grisman or whoever he did Friend of the Devil, never had the C chord in it. But somewhere along the way, it got in there, and now everybody, I even heard Bob Weir play the C chord on one version, not on another. But here's the Grateful Dead. A minor. Just might get some sleep. Just might get some sleep. The bass. Some reason everyone goes to see. Just might get some sleep tonight. I mean, it's fun, and again, there's no wrong way to play a Dead song as long as it's fun and you're freedom, embracing freedom. But the Grateful Dead never played a C chord there, so I mean, go ahead and play. Really, this is all for fun. And if you can find a version where Jerry is on it and there's a C chord there, please send it to me and tell me I'm wrong. Now this one is just one of those high school things. My brother showed me, and friends, older friends. And I played for years with my high school ears, Black Peter, like this. Right? This D sharp is nowhere to be heard in Bob's rhythm. Jerry just plays just what Jerry does. It is bassy kind of thing. Bob is playing that up here. It's one note. The E stays the whole time. So this move never existed. Even when Bob goes to the D7th and does the same move, he plays it like this, like an F chord now, and hammers back to the F sharp. He doesn't go. That never happens. So, oh my friend, come to see. Let's listen to it. The Bob side. There's no E sharp, D sharp. It's not in it. It's right here. Okay, moving on. Hope you're sticking with me. I'm almost done. I know this is dragging on, isn't it? Oh, I just said. And again, I've been playing this wrong for a long, long time. Mr. Charlie riff. As far as the Europe, I know he did it way different all the time, but the Europe 72 version that I have ingrained, maybe you do too. I always play G. But if you listen, he's playing a G sharp. It's just that little Jerryism, those half steps that he goes nuts for. You know this pentatonic riff, right? If you want to Jerryize it, do it half step. Right? Here's an example of him doing that half step and the other one. One more time. It's cool stuff, but let's listen real quick. I took the riff and I sliced it and repeated it. Here's the Jerry side. Half step, not a whole step. The right note, half step. It's just something that makes the riff sound like, hey, let's see. I know there's some people asking there about Tennessee Jed, what's going on. So let me just play all three parts. Bob, Jerry and Phil.
You know you about to wind up dead.
Jerry, every time, just does this. You know you about to wind up dead. You know you about to wind up dead. Well, let's look at the cool thing on the other side. That Bob plays. C chord up here, and then adds a pinky. He does variations, but let's just listen to this first one.
You know you about to wind up dead. You know you about to wind up
I'll play with them.
You know you about to wind up dead.
And what is that silly Phil playing? Doesn't go with any of the chords, but that's what makes it sound like Tennessee Jed, the conflict, the wonderful conflict. He's playing, there's a C, and then he goes to a B, to an A. It's like a major scale descending.
You know you about to wind up dead.
Doesn't even hit that low C. You know you about to wind up dead. Snare. The next one, he plays an E instead, inversion. You know you, but then goes to the B again. You know you about to wind up dead. Let's listen to that.
Well, you know. Well, you know. It's like I said.
There he hits the low C. So yeah, he just goes to the E. You know you. To the B.
Well, you know. It's like I said. Well, you know. It's like I said.
Those are all the three parts. Oh, the last one is fun. And I know 28 minutes of a video, man, I gotta edit this shit down, don't I? You can fast forward. I'll say that in the description. Fast forward through all this nonsense just to get to St. Stephen here. How did they do it? I asked Phil actually how you did this, how you pulled this off. He said, we practiced a lot. So anybody thinks they were just hanging out and doing drugs and just going up and letting it happen, fuck no, they practiced a lot. Listen, this is the part they're going to pull apart here. Oh, of course.
About your belly and talk about your ills. One man gathers what another man steals.
It's cacophony. But they all come back. How did they do that? I'll just play it because it's fun to play. And then we'll pull it apart real quick.
About your belly and talk about your ills. One man gathers what another man steals.
Crazy! Check this out. You have to split it in half. Listening to the one side, they're counting in 3. The other side, they're counting at a different tempo, but in 4. Let's listen to the left side. And you can hear me counting to make sense of it. All right, so that's all in 4. This little drum lick, I best count it in 7 with a pickup note and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But let's listen if this is whose side this is. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jerry. There was a measure of 7 in there. Jerry is playing to 4. The left side is playing to 1, 2, 3, 4. A random measure of 7, and then they come back to 4, 4. One more time. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3. Crazy. Now, the other side is playing to 3. The drums, listen to this cymbal, is going to be a totally different count. Talk about your belly, talk about your feelings. One man gathers what another man steals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, Right? It's all in 3. The drummers over on that side are playing a waltz.
Talk about your belly, talk about your feelings. One man gathers what another man steals.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3,
If you listen to both the counts, left and right together, this is what it sounds like.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Crazy, isn't it? Last thing, and just for fun, again, I'm sorry for a 35-minute video. I never watch any videos beyond 6 minutes myself. Nah, I do. All right, hope you're enjoying this. Operator is just capo to the fifth. I haven't practiced it. Wow, what a lame way to end the Dissecting the Dead episode. Okay. Hey, be safe, and I hope to see you in a live venue one of these days. All right, peace.